The inner child, even speaking about your son, and then the inner child comment you made earlier, I think is so profound because I do feel like when we go back to that inner child and we have that inner child healing or that integration, a lot of times in shamanic experiences and spiritual experiences, you are doing soul retrievals of your inner child and sort of bringing that person back to you. How do you nurture? Like, do you see yourself as your 6-year-old self? Do you have a relationship with her? Do you communicate with her? Do you have self-care for yourself as if you were 6? Or what's sort of that experience like for you? Because I feel like that's what really allows you to create such incredibly prolific things.
Oh, I love that. And I actually spend a lot of time with this. It's interesting because I wouldn't have used this language back then, but I think now I kind of see it this way, but I definitely have like all of these little rituals that just keep me in this kind of childlike state. So I try to keep children's books all around the house. So even like they're my son's books, but I just take my favorite ones out of his collection that he doesn't read as much. And I just keep them open and I read them often.
Wow.
And it's something about those children's books that you just don't find in grown-up books. Another thing, I keep crayons around. So when I bought my son crayons, I bought him like a mega pack that's way more crayons than he would ever need. And I use most of them. So I keep crayons out. I keep them around. Those are two of the main ones. But I think having things around that you enjoyed as a kid or even just as an adult, just take you to that space. I think that's super important. That is definitely a part of my process. And I think for me, it's important because I'm the kind of person that is, I love to think things through. I'm very analytical and rational. That's just sort of my natural go-to. However, it takes me a second to kind of get into my body. So I need physical things. So for some people that may be different, maybe if you're more of like an in your body person, you don't have that. But for me, because I don't naturally, I just kind of like, I'm just all up here. I need like physical crayons. Like I need to be able to see like colorful children's art. So like right behind my screen here, I actually have curtains and they're like soundproof curtains that you can have for recording. And when I bought them, I almost got the black ones because I was like, I just want this room to be dark. But then I was like, you know what? At the last second, I was like, I'm just going to get bright yellow. I was like, I don't know why. I'm just going to get bright yellow. Mm-hmm. And it was so funny. My mom was like, yes, bright yellow. That looks amazing.
Oh my gosh, she's amazing.
But, I'm just like a toned down version of my mom. I really am. So she was like, yes, bright yellow looks awesome. Keep the bright yellow there. And my mom's house is like that. It's super colorful. She collects vintage toys, like toys that she had when she was a kid. Like she's like looking on eBay, like finding deals. So I do think I got some of that from her. But I think there's something about like, even just like the energy of having those things around that are really special. And it's amazing if you look around most grown-up spaces, you don't see a lot of things that are childlike. And I've noticed that I need that more and more. So like this past Christmas, I bought my husband some, like he's really into Star Wars. And I bought him some, like I was just trying to think of stuff to get. It was kind of a last minute decision. I was like, I'm just going to buy these little figurines. Like I just bought some little Star Wars figurines. And he was so happy about them. And it's like, we don't have like figurines like around our house. But now I like literally put the Baby Yoda on our fireplace mantle. And it makes me laugh. It's just like, it is literally only there to make me laugh. Like it does not go with the decor of the room. Like it's not my son's toy. It's just funny.
I love thinking about a world like that. I love thinking about a world in which adults have easy access to play, to things that just bring them joy. Thinking about a CEO of a big company just having like 30 minutes to color is like actually amazing.
Oh my gosh.
And would probably activate the parts of them that they're so desperately trying to find in their work, So if someone's like, I can't get to this idea or this concept for this project. And it's like, little do you know that like doing something like you're describing could activate that part of their brain or that part of them. It's really beautiful to think about.
Yeah, I don't know the psychology of it, but I had a therapist tell me one time that he was asking me like, what things did I do that kind of calmed me down? And the first things I said, I was like, well, when I'm playing my guitar, when I'm playing my piano, he said, both of those things it's something about, he used the word bilateral. And he talked about how like you actually spreading your hands out and moving your hands, that does something like in the mind to calm you down. Again, I don't know like all the psychological terms that he used, but that always stuck with me. And I've been noticing when you talked about like a CEO sitting there with crayons, I was like, yeah, just sitting there with your hands on the table, just moving. It's like, you don't even have to rationalize that. Like, there's something happening internal that's really beautiful. So yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Morning Microdose by Almost 30.
We hope you enjoyed waking up.
As always, we encourage you to take what resonates and leave the rest. If you enjoyed this trip, tune into the full episode on the Almost 30 podcast. All episode information can be found in the show notes.
Make sure to subscribe, and if this becomes a part of your morning routine, be sure to share it with a friend. We have new inspiring doses Monday through Friday. Follow us on Instagram at Morning Microdose, and follow Almost 30 at Almost 30 Podcast.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the vortex.